Hey, all you metal mixers. It's your old pal Gen X. How you doing on this Thursday? I'm doing okay. I'm still a bit under the weather. So if my throat seems a little different, my speaking voice, it's only because I've been having like some major allergy or sinus issues. I've been taking medicine, but with this crazy weather that we have in Northwest Indiana, coming from Arizona, it really messes with you. So it's like, oh, major shock. After being away from this for the longest time. So, without further ado, hope you had a good Wednesday night. I sure did. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to cover three things actually. Got the news that Wings of Steel and Sabaton, the tour is back on. It's coming out this fall. They're going to be touring. They added a few dates and they had to cancel some dates, guys. So this fall, starting in October, and I believe or the beginning of November, they're going to be out on tour. I don't know where I'm going to be checking them out. It depends on, the filming schedule of this channel, where I'm going to be and this, not. I'd like to check them out east, only because I think that's the direction that this channel is going to go, is more towards the east. That's all I'm going to say. So, Arizona might not be forever, you know what I mean? Circumstances change, whatever and the whatnots, but I'm not giving away any secrets. You'll find out for yourself in the next month or so. So they're going out on tour. I'm glad I'll get to check out the guys. So guys, if you're watching, Wings of Steel, we'll be meeting this fall for reals. But they're doing a lot of outdoor venues this summer over in Europe, so that's why they're doing a fall tour. So I can't wait. And I can't wait to see the guys in Sabaton as well. So cheers. Chains hanging. Now, Metal Blade just dropped in this band. I was like really old school death metal. Monstrosity. Have you guys checked it out? It came out about a month ago. And their new record's coming out very, very soon. The video that I watched was called The Colossal Rage. They are a signed band on Metal Blade. And they are an old school death metal band. I was absolutely amazed. I'm going to listen to them a little bit more. So I wanted to pass that along. If you guys have never heard of them like me, they are absolutely incredible. So I will be definitely checking out Monstrosity. So I just wanted to give you that FYI as well. And the last order of business, and I love these guys. I saw them last year in June with Warrant. Yep, Firehouse dropped another song. Didn't even know. It's called Midnight Gasoline. You only could buy it via their website. And it cost $1 to download. And they asked their fans not to upload it on YouTube, which I will never do that. I want the band to make as much money as they can. It is very difficult when you go out on tour. These guys are bringing the shows to you, but they got to make some cash, So definitely I supported them. The song is absolutely phenomenal. Bill, Mike, guys, Nate, you guys are absolutely rocking. And Nate, you sound stellar, dude. You absolutely sound stellar. You sound like CJ, but you hold your own. And Bill's guitar playing is excellent. That song is called Midnight Gasoline. I absolutely love the song. I listened to it twice already. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I'm sure they're going to be performing it for a venue near you. So, absolutely. Now, I'm going to get into today's topic at hand. What does this shirt say? I still owe money to Columbia House. Yeah, I do. Oh, God. Remember when you got those cassettes or records for a penny? I think they went over to CDs, but I remember being 13 and you would open up the Circus or Hit Parader. This is when I was really young. And I used to see those ads and I used to sit there and check out all the records or all the CDs, the cassettes that I wanted to get. And then when I got a little bit older, I think I was like 14 or 15, I finally did that. But I just remember the albums that they had. I remember getting Wasp, The Last Command. I remember getting some Maiden. I remember getting Motley Crue. I remember getting tons of other bands. And this is a precursor to, Spotify, the satellite radio, the paid services, right? But they always try to get kids, that was their market, to sign up for these CDs or tapes or cassettes, whichever era that they were, selling, to trap them into getting it. But there was always a legal loophole because, as a youngster, they couldn't get away with that. You had to have a parent, but I did it anyways. I think I remember there was a catch to it too. When you would buy those for a penny, you would get like 7 or 8 of them, which was a write-off for the company anyways. And they might have even been cutouts for all I know, or promo copies. I did notice something about those records or those CDs or tapes. When you open the cassette, most of the time it was like an edition that Columbia House would have that the record store wouldn't. There would be no liner notes, no lyrics, no nothing. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's why you got it for like a penny. But the catch was you had to buy 3 additional albums, cassettes, or CDs for the regular price, which back then, I think they were kind of on the high side. They were like $15.99, which I thought was outrageous. They were supposed to lower the prices. I remember there was some big to-do that they were going to lower the price of the CDs, which they never did, right? And this is a precursor to Napster too, remember? And downloading all that stuff. Yeah, the pirating of the... Yeah, remember? I don't know. I never got into that stuff. I would just listen, whatever I could catch. This is a precursor to YouTube even. But yeah, that's how they got you. And I just remember buying I think I got Skid Row. I might have gotten the Guns N' Roses, and I think I got a Warrant. I don't know. I normally didn't like to buy. After a while, I noticed the quality wasn't as good for those tapes and CDs. And I'm just saying CDs because after a time, I stopped doing that. That was when I was really young. And I was old enough to go to the actual I was going to the actual record store anyways, but hey, when you see for a penny, you're like, yeah, man, I'm going to get 8, 9, 10, however many they're offering. I used to love doing that. And they mail them to the house. It took forever to get there. Seemed like forever. It was like a month later. Here they're coming. I remember getting them. And my mom and dad are like, what did you do? And I'm like, if only you knew. But I actually ended up, I worked, did odd jobs or whatever. So I always had money to cover the expenses of this company, Columbia House. Are they even still around? I'm wondering. I don't think so. That's a bygone thing. That's like, some of these companies that are still around, that do like catalogs and stuff. I'm surprised that a lot of these companies still exist, Can't think of them off the top of my head. It's like kitchen appliances and electronics. I can't think of what they're named, but drop it down in the comments if you guys know. That's one of those companies. I can't think of their name. That's like the Spiegel catalog. You guys remember that? Or the Sears catalog, or even JCPenney, the Wish book. Yeah, this is like back then. That was a big deal. But they didn't sell records. I remember going to Sears in River Oaks in Cal City, and you go to the 3rd floor, and they had all the records and stuff. And this is probably 84, 85. I remember seeing Theater of Pain in there, which I already had it the day it came out. But that's how back then this company goes. And like I said, I don't think they even exist. I bought this shirt in Highland, like that Shakey's one I wore the other day. Yeah, I just love talking about this nostalgic stuff because, like I said, you have to cut your teeth on something and getting into music. So I had to build up my collection somehow. I have still some of my records from back in the day. They're probably completely scratched, or who knows, they're broke. The only one that I have worth a a dime really would be my Motley Crue Helter Skelter picture disc with the original poster. Now, the poster has got the tack marks on it, but I bought that for $60 at the record swap in Homewood, Illinois. Yeah, I still got that. I didn't buy it brand new. I could have, and I remember it being like 14 or 15 bucks at Woodmar Records. Now, Columbia House never had those special edition things. Oh, the Wasp that I bought too was Inside the Electric Circus. I had that on cassette. God, I wish I still had that. That's a hard one to find. Yeah, it was one of those that this company, they made a lot of money off of young people like us. We were just so young and dumb, right, to buy this stuff. So I just remember Columbia House, and I absolutely love talking about nostalgic things. It brings you back to a day where everything seemed a lot simpler, a lot easier. You know, the older we get, we remember those kind of things. But when I saw this shirt, I was like, man, I remember. And my mom started laughing. I said, yeah, do you remember that? She goes, isn't that the ones that used to advertise for a penny? I said, yep. And I think they might have raised the price to $1 after a while. That's when I totally got out of it. It just was a very short time frame, like 13 or 14. And I was like, man, I got to build my collection. And boy, I built my collection. I don't even have any of those old cassettes anymore. No. They weren't that good. Like I said, they weren't that good quality. So I just kind of like, after a while, I think I give them to people or whatever. I wish I still kind of did, though, because they might be worth something. I don't know. I don't keep things around for collector's purposes unless I really know that there might be a market, or I might use it, you know, eventually, like in a set or something like that. Oh, you're going to be blown away once you see some of my set ideas and my set list, you know, things that I have. Boy, man, they'll blow your mind. There's a lot of things that I kept over the years that are very rare and one of a kind. I still even have my old Metal Edge and Rip magazines, believe it or not. My textbooks from Morton High School are Rip and Metal Edge magazine. I mentioned that, right? That could have got me through college too, but I did very well in school. College was easy. I don't know. It's not for everybody. I don't push college down anybody, but I just had a way with knowing stuff, and it just came easy for me. Some people, they struggle at it, and I don't judge them. College is not for everybody, you know. It is what it is, you know. Hey, it is what it is. So I think that's about it with Columbia House today. So I'm going to end this video. So if you happen to like what you see, please give this a thumbs up. Push that notification bell. Share it with anybody who you might think likes this wild and crazy content that I do almost every day. And subscribe to my channel. I'd like to thank my loyal YouTube subscribers. You know who you are. I love you guys. Thank you for chiming in. Well, the comments that, you know what? I found out the comments were turned off because when you post a video and it's kid friendly, they automatically turn the comments off. So these videos are going to be age restricted again. I think I'm going to go back to that because I was getting really good comments and traction. So they're going to go back to that. Not like they're anything bad, but it is what it is. I'd like to thank my Facebookers, my Instagrammers, and my Threaders. Guys, sometimes I have to sit back and like eat my virtual popcorn at some of the things that you guys comment about. Has nothing to do with music or metal or anything. It's like I said, the politics and the religion I stay the heck out of. Not good for a channel, nope. And not good for me either. I just don't. There's only certain people that I'll talk that with, and that's very, very rare. That isn't even a topic of interest to me, to be honest with you. You hear so much about it, who cares? You're going to make a change, you're going to do something different, then do it. That's all I got to say. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my TikTok Around the Clock crew, my rock and rollers. You know who you are. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for dropping it down in the comments. You guys bring it every day, and I love you guys. So let's end this video, shall we? Oh, the finger just went up. Always look good, always do good, always be your best, do your best, whatever you do in life. Remember that. What? Gen X loves you. That's right. 2, smell good. Don't be a ranky-rank, skanky-skank. No, no. Stay out of people's business, people. Really. If it concerns you, yes. But if it doesn't, stay out of it. No drama for your mama either. And stand on your own twos. Nobody likes these needy, gimme type people. I have a few of those in my life, and I try to cut them off at the pass, you know, because they really need to do things for themselves. Mom and dad aren't around anymore. You are where you are, then do it. Motivate yourself. Get up. Do what you got to do in life. Don't think that mom and dad are going to wipe your behinds the rest of your life. That's not going to happen, right? I'm lucky I have my parents, but I don't rely on them. I have to rely on myself. Gen X. And you'll see one day. And chains hanging. Till tomorrow's video, guys, I love you. All the best. We'll have another topic for tomorrow. Something fun and lighthearted, as usual. All the best. Catch you on the next one. Cheers.